everybody. Welcome to the Fighters Final. I am your host, along with my co-host, sitting across the room from you. You know that.
No, I'm not.
Oh, man, listen. Well, Phillies gave this one away tonight, guys. They fall to the Diamondbacks 6-5. Craig Kimbrell put 5 strike, and that umpire in the last 2 innings was just horrible. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it now. He was all over the place. The strikes he wasn't calling for Kimbrell was the same exact spots that he was calling against March. Same exact spots. So I got an issue with that there. If you're going to keep it, the whole game. This dude's letting 6 inches out on one side, 6 inches out on the other side. He's all over the place. You call him spider eyes.
He was spider eyes. Those, I don't know. His location was horrible. Now, granted, listen, we have to be fair here. You know, Sir Anthony got away with a couple of those too. I mean, with his fastballs and sinker balls low on the outside, he got away with some of those too. So, but the most disappointing part about this game is the lack of the offense, and some guys in this offense have been lackluster, and the one guys we count on, Nick Castellanos in particular, as a guy I count on. What do you have? He did 3 Ks yesterday, a K today. Just couldn't find just couldn't find no production. Right? You have him. You have Stott, who's struggling. Rojas comes up big today with a triple. You had Turner. You know what I mean? You have a couple guys and you need to come up with hits. JT Realmuto was fine. I thought for sure once Kyle Schwarber had the home run deep to right, I thought they were going to have, they were going to build up the some momentum and nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, it really, if they wanted to, if the Diamondbacks management had a brain, all they really had to do is keep some of those arms that had momentum in the beginning. That's what iced the Phillies offense today. And this is a bullpen game. And they're getting iced by a bunch of, arms are just trying to make the team. Guys out, so this was pretty bad on the Phillies today. I got to say, their offense was pretty bad. And again, they start getting better as, some of the arms are starting to wear themselves out. You had, like I said, Kyle Schwarber set the tone. You had a couple of, nice little pieces here and there. And
Pat, for me, honestly, this game tonight was just this falls on Rob Thompson too.
Yes.
I'm sorry. In the 9th inning, you're going to pitch hit with the people on that. Jake Cave? Are you serious? Jake Cave.
Well, now how about this? Kingering. I get it. He had the small sample size the other day. Looked really, really good. But the kid's still green. He's still a rookie.
Yeah,
he was throwing stuff into the ground all over the place.
You can just tell, listen, that kid, the nerves got to him, and he was put in the wrong spot. He was put in the very wrong spot. And I'll tell you what, going into, I felt like Troy was Lavelle. He made all the right moves. He pushed all the right buttons.
Yes.
Today. And it seemed like Rob Thompson couldn't get out of his own way.
No, and you're right. So again, if no one had caught the game, you're just catching the reaction show with us, with me and Mike. Again, Christopher Sanchez on the hill today. Again, was okay for 3. Again, of course, he has his the sinkers. Hasn't pitched since September 30th, but he had the sinkers working out for him until I would say
he couldn't get his changeup.
His changeup, he started getting slapped around a little bit. But however, just things not working out for the Phils. And then, just a couple of crazy, awkward plays that came in for the Phillies, right? You had the one play with Alec Bohm that he got away with where he smacked it up. And then, the third baseman, they couldn't make the connection between him and the catcher, the wild pitch, and so forth. So he got the infield hit. You got away with a couple, but again, the pitching was just not there. The decision of the pitchers and all the matchups were not key. And Greg Kimbrell, the icing on the cake for me. The icing on the cake.
Yeah, I don't want to see him again.
It's bad.
I don't. And again, I'm going to go reiterate back to this umpire. This umpire, the last 2 innings was just downright awful. It seemed like And I'm sorry if you're watching the game, and I'm not being a homer with this, but it just seemed like when you're watching this game, the guy was calling every pitch that he called a ball that was just off the plate for Kimbrel in the ninth inning for Seaweed or whatever the guy. What's his name? Was it Seawalt? Seawalt. It was a strike for him. It was a strike for him, but it wasn't for Kimbrel. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the inconsistency of these umpires in this series. Yesterday, again, they were all over the place, but I thought at least they were all over for both teams yesterday. Those last 2 innings, man, I don't know if dude had a dinner reservation or what, or he needed to get the hell out of, Chase Field. But my man was mowing down some people just to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the strike to Marsh, the strikeout to Marsh. That was bull. That was straight bull. You can't call him 6 inches off of each side of the plate. Like I said, my man had dinner reservations somewhere. And that's the only way I can look at it.
That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, it just sucks. It just sucks because the Phillies did not have.
Like, I'm sorry, Pat, you hit the nail right on the head with these bats. Where is Bryce Harper in this? Where's Bryce Harper?
He was cold tonight.
Nick Castellanos, can you stop swinging at the ball 3 feet outside?
When he's home, he's disciplined, but when he's on the road, he's a head case as far as his at bats. Again, this is not cricket. I mean, you should have more discipline. I don't.
They should have been this after tonight, after what their starting pitching has given them in this series. What their starting pitching, they should be getting ready to wrap this up tomorrow night.
Yeah, you should. You should be wrapping. You should be getting ready to come home to wrap it up. Again, you had the Diamondbacks on the ropes tonight. You had them on the ropes. You were up 5-2, and you let them hang around. You let this team hang around. Why? Why? I don't know. You let them hang around. Again, no hits since the 7th. Rojas with the triple was the only hit that you had. The last one you had. After that, again, this you should have more runs in the 6th when the kids start to walk the top of the lineup. He walked Schwarber. He walked Turner. He walked Bryce Harper. There should have been more runs attached. I mean, granted, you made it 5-2, but there could have been more there. The bats. I mean, look. As much as we could blame the home ump and all that other stuff, at the end of the day, we lost.
They didn't hit. They got dominated.
The pitching wasn't great.
They got dominated by a bullpen game.
And
again, how many times did we see this year with them?
How
many times did we see this with them? This has been their Achilles heel. A pitcher that they don't see and a bullpen game. Which, by the way, what is Rob Thompson thinking? Is Taijuan Walker and Michael Lorenzen cheerleaders on this team? As my buddy Mike Papernick said.
Yeah, that's a great point by him. Like,
where are they?
Like, why aren't we using Walker? Like, he's just sitting there eating peanuts. We don't pay him to eat peanuts. You could pay me to do that.
What about Michael Lorenzen? Like, why is he sitting? Why are they keep using the same people over and over again? Like, I'm sorry, I like.
And you're biting your nails with these guys.
I love the Rook. I do. But you know what? It's been shown now. This is too big of a moment for him.
Yes, I agree.
It's too big of a moment for him. And I'm not going to hate on the kid. He's got electric stuff. But guess what? The moment's too big. He needs to be removed out of that. Going forward, he's got to be removed out. He can't be used in no pressure type of situations. You can see it on his face.
Yeah.
Okay? Where is Lorenzen? Where is Walker? Why is Walker sitting next to everybody in the dugout when we need arms in the bullpen? I'm sorry. This loss falls on Rob Thompson.
People not want to hear that.
It falls on Topper. I don't care. I love Topper too. He lost this game the way he managed.
Yeah. Topper was bad.
You can't have 3 starters. Like, come on, Pat. You said it. You started Christopher Sanchez. If Sanchez gets in trouble, you go to Walker. If Walker gets in trouble, you got Lorenzen. That right there is at least 7 innings of coverage, and it saves Alvarado. It saves Kimbrel. It saves Dominguez. Now what?
But even still, like, Hoffman came in there, right? He started to lay them out. He was trying to show in the dugout, like, let's go. Let's get into this game. We're here. We're in the middle of this. You want this war? We're here. And we came up small. And this is a team that I've worried about because this is the reason why they took care of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Dodgers. This is why. I get it, the whole South Philly thing. But, if this team's now got momentum, that momentum can shift over to the desert into South Philly. And we don't want that. I get it. We got the crowd, the whole nine, the whole shebang. But still, you need proven arms.
I'm sorry. If the Phillies lose this series, it's an epic collapse.
And all it takes, we're going to go based off Wheeler and Nola to have this superb game. It takes one hiccup, just one, for this thing to go south.
That's what I'm saying. And I agree with you with that. You know what, Pat? We're going to check some comments, but before
whip it out. Put them in me. No, not
not now.
Yeah.
But before we do that, if something should be put in you that didn't want to be put in you there, you can contact David R. Cherry Esquire at 610-565-0300 or Cherry Injury Law. Tell them that the boys over at EOP sent you. And, well, if you want to get some tickets for when the Phils do got to come back home and wrap this up, hopefully, go to sherrysticks.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. If you want sports, concerts, theater, what you see is what you get, man. No hidden fees. So if it's one price, you're not going to go and check out and find out you spend $300 more. And you'll save even more if you enter the promo code EOP10. So, guys, again, make sure you go over to sherrysticks.com and enter the promo code EOP10. Save some money.
Yeah.
So now, Pat, we got some very angry fans on the line, some very angry Philly fans on the line. So
let's hear them. Let's
start. All right, we're going to lead it off with the guy who always kicks us off. Chris, kicking us off, says time for the Phillies to hit the panic button. Not yet. Not yet. Our boy Steve checking in. He said Wheeler and Nola, FTW. We know what FTW stands for. If not, Google it. Steve says, reminds me of the 2020 World Series when Kelly Jansen crept all the way and every Dodger fan knew he shouldn't be in there. The wife checking in saying, hey, guys.
Hi, Jamie.
Alan Scott checking in says, to be down 3-2 in this series, horrible play all around. They're not down 3-2, Alan. It is 2-2.
Yes, 2-2. And
here's Mike right here, just like we were alluding to. Mike, I give you credit for this. It says, you signed Walker to big money and trade for Lorenzen, neither used in the so-called bullpen game when either pitcher could have saved your bullpen possibly. And he's 1,000% right. Mike's not the biggest Topper fan, so tonight he's definitely going to have his thorns out in this one. He said,
so that tells me he doesn't trust Walker. No trust. If you're going to keep on going to the same arms that you're biting your nails about.
Either that or Walker's got an injury we don't know about.
Possibly, but I mean, the Deuce and eating peanuts wanted to get in.
You know what I mean? He said the Dodgers won the next 2 games and Jansen never pitched again. I hope that is the same for Kimbrel because I don't want to see him. What's up, Insanio?
What's up, my man from B-Town?
Mike Pepperton says tomorrow Robbie's going to need Wheeler to go 7, possibly 8 because of that bullpen. Probably, but I will take it. Arizona still needs to come back here. Don't forget that. No free rides in the postseason. Yeah, but momentum's a big thing, Steve. As Pat was just saying, it's a big thing. It really is.
Again, we're getting too comfortable at home, and we should have been, right, being up 2-0 against this,
but
Arizona team. We felt pretty good. We felt like, they got a bunch of young cats. We're going to, the inexperiences again, caught up with them. However, there were signs, and yesterday did not help when your bats didn't come alive. Again, Nick Castellanos struggling in this series big time. He's not seeing the ball well. And then, of course, tonight didn't help us either when there was mistakes all over the field. Yeah. As far as from management, mismanaging, pitching has been horrible. Kimbrel was not great.
Relief pitching's been horrible. I'm not getting on the starters. These starters have done their job. You know what I mean? Like, Wheeler and Nola, yeah, we know what they did. Ranger was an absolute beast last night. It just so happens the kid he was going against was just as phenomenal. And tonight, I thought Sanchez was better of the start. I mean, God, the guy, like I said, Topper got outmanaged tonight. Troy Lavello outmanaged him. As much as people don't want to hear that, Topper got outmanaged tonight.
I don't think you got outmanaged.
Oh, I do. I do.
How do you figure?
How do I figure? Because, Pat, we watched the game here together.
Yes.
Troy Lovullo made all the right moves. All the right moves. Every move he made off of his bench worked out for the Diamondbacks. What move did Rob Thompson make that it worked out for us?
I don't say, again, this is where it's a little, when he want to, again, he was going through his lineup. If he would have stayed with a couple of those arms that were cooking, I would say, yeah, then he got outplayed. But he kept on subbing, going through his bullpen like this, where it got to the point where the Phillies were able to start hitting dingers off them.
Yeah.
That's the only part. If he would have kept a couple of those earlier guys in the game, yeah, you would have been fine because
I still think
the Phillies offense wasn't hitting.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is the bats. The bats coming off the bench. Two guys that he put in there.
Oh, yeah. What?
Smith and...
You shaved your chest hairs about.
Smith and Thomas came back to kill the
Phillies.
Phillies.
Oh, yeah. And then, like I said, that ninth, well, Jay Cave had a hit yesterday.
Why?
How often does that come around?
Look, I understand him pulling Schwarber. Well, you really got to put Mundo Sosa out there to pitch run. You got the guy Rojas, or not Rojas. What's the other guy that we picked up late in the year? The one that can't bat. Not Rojas. The other guy that we...
Sosa.
No, not Sosa. The other guy that's on this team. I'm drawing a blank with his name. Can't hit for nothing. Like we sent him down. He went to Florida the last series.
Oh, Wes Wilson.
No, not Weston Wilson. Spanish guy. Why is his name not ringing a bell here? Let's see if somebody gave me his name here.
But keep going.
Pache.
Yo, Christian Pache.
Yeah, he's there. Why not put him on second base? Why not put Pache on second base and you save Mundo Sosa to pinch hit?
Well, that's like I said. I made a Facebook status earlier in the show, do it throughout the game, and someone's like, "Oh, but dude, this team was desperate for pop tonight."
Listen, this team was right for the taking. Now they got renewed confidence. They got their best pitcher going. But saving grace for the Phillies, even though the Phillies used a lot of pitchers, they used 8 pitchers.
Right.
So that bullpen's going to be even more tired.
They got a lot of fatigue coming in tomorrow.
Right. So Zach Gallen's going to have to go. He's going to have to go just as long as Zach Wheeler tomorrow. Right. So
and then now it's like, so maybe Topper has this old masterminded out that he's going to use Walker, coming out of the bullpen.
I'm just skipping through. I'm not skipping through. I'm showing some of the comments, but we've already alluded
my man
to
Mike. Matty B.
He says, "Why are Walker and Lorenzo on the roster if they won't pitch?" Matt,
we were just talking about that. Yep. Like, what's the point?
After Sanchez, he could have used Walker and Lorenzo. Like, this is what I'm talking about. See, right here, he said,
"Wow, a lot of blame game coming to the Topper."
Well, no, he said Robbie T had some wiggle room to find out who he has going forward. No, dude, listen, Steve, I got to disagree with that opening statement right there. The NLCS is not a time to figure out who you have going where, man. Like, your team is set. That's who you're going to battle with.
All right.
No. Lorenzen, everybody wanted Lorenzen. Again, hopefully somebody down there asks him why.
Oh, trust me. Those B reporters will be on him like flies on poop.
It was umpire's wet dream to bring up banners in front of the home crowd. We would get the same calls at home. Listen, the last 2 games, the officiating, the umpiring's been horrible. And like I said, at least yesterday, it was horrible for both teams. Tonight, it just seemed like it was a little one-way late in the game. Like 7th, 8th inning, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, that dude had dinner reservations. I don't care what anybody had to say. You go back and watch that 9th inning and how he rung up Marsh, and it was the same exact area that Craig Kimbrell was throwing at the inning before and wasn't getting the calls. So, I'm sorry. Like Pepperton says, where's Derek Hall off the bench? That's a good question. I haven't heard nothing about him. I don't even think. I think he was still down. Marsh pitch was a strike. I'm like, come on, Matty. No, stop with that. That one he got rung up on was outside. That was not a strike. I know you're an umpire. Matty B likes to call the balls and strikes, but no, I'm sorry. That was a ball.
I agree. He says Marsh pitch was a strike. No, look, To be
He
fair,
does agree that the umps have been horrible.
yeah, the umps have been, have been horrible. But I mean, like I said, the Dominguez was getting away with a couple of those calls too, where they were getting cold strikes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I said early I said it's been bad. I said, but it really got bad the late innings of this game. This is where I felt like it tilted to one side.
yeah.
Because you can't, like I said, that inside strike that he called on Marsh was the same area that Craig Kimbrell was supposedly just missing. Like, come on, man, give me a break with that. If you're going to call that a no strike, then it's got to stay that way. You can't do it because you got dinner reservations that
somewhere out there in the desert.
Yeah,
come on down to the Great Canyon.
He says it's. I know it's frustrating, guys, but I think we go home 3-2. I think we do too, but then again, I thought we were going to come out and win
just to keep you up. Our man Nick Castellanos is 0 for 7 in the series. Well, since being out in the desert with 4 Ks, so that's not good either. Yeah, he needs to come around a little bit.
Out of the box
is checking in.
Out of the box, sports checking in says, "Why put in a young Orion Kerry when he ain't ready?" Right before Kimbrell back-to-back walks. I guess that's something they're going to have to answer. Again, I think he wanted to give the kid a shot to see how he responded for how he reacted last night with only facing 3 batters. It didn't bode well. I think now we won't see Orion Curry until...
Yeah, that's like I said. I mean, look, the small sample size you got from the kid, but however, he struggled in his last game and then, again, not having good command. And I get it. And to me, Topper kind of pushed the panic button because you had Soto on there before, and Soto had no good command. To the point where my man Remuto has to stand up and go like this with his glove. Relax, calm down.
Gary checking in says, so true. The plate umpire, the last 2 innings, horrible. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw this. It says, you don't want the umps to be a factor, then swing the bats. True, but
and that's the problem.
But if it's outside, he's got a right not to swing at it. That's why it's his zone.
And the one bad thing about the Phillies' offense tonight that there was pitches that were coming down the lane, and I get it, plate discipline. I get all that, not to swing at the first pitches.
Yeah, I know they got to stop that. Like, because that's been a blueprint. Like I saw it with the Braves series, and I'm seeing it with this series too. Like the first pitch is coming right down the heart of the plate, dude. Jump on it.
You have to. I mean,
jump on it. If it's not Schwarber, they don't jump on it.
No, and I don't know. I don't know because right now, if anything, you gave this offense, you gave that Diamondbacks team a whole lot of air to breathe. You gave them new life, and I had a feeling heading this game there was going to be a loss. But
Pat jinxed it. He told me before the game. He's like, I have a feeling this is going to be an L. So,
I mean,
yell at him.
Yes, yell at me because I just had that feeling. I just thought somewhere was going to get sloppy, and with this Diamondbacks offense now getting new life into them, it could be scary. And by tomorrow, like you said, you got a Zach Gallen who's going to want revenge. You know what I mean? Like you said, you better hope Wheeler is on his A game, and you better hope this offense wakes up out in the desert. I don't know if they're hanging out late or at bars. I don't know if. But
listen, I mean,
they better get their head out of the clouds.
Listen, and I'm going to take solace from the other series that's going on too. You know, Houston kind of took control of that series, and they're the better team, and they kind of took control. They won the night 5-4, so they're up now 3-2, and they're going home for game 6 and 7. So they're up 3-2. So I think it kind of bodes well. I think at the end of the day, I think the better team's going to win this series.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just hoping that it's in 6 and not have to go to a game 7, because then it kind of puts your pitching out of whack. And Sanyo says Kimbrell is overrated. I agree with you totally. Again,
well, I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah, this postseason he's kind of sucked. I mean, in this kind of second half, but I mean, that first half, you can't tell me you didn't sign up for Kimbrell. Like he didn't deserve to go to that All-Star game. But but where we're at now, yeah, it's not pretty because, like I said, the guy we chant MVP for, goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's been a non-factor in this. Here again, I just think it's the stadium. I think the Phillies got to find a way.
Ross Dog checking in.
Ross Dog saying, "Where the hell was Lorenzen?" Man, we're asking the same thing. Thompson outsmarted himself by putting. I
don't get the Lorenzen love though. I got to be honest.
He's a starter, dude, and he can also pitch out of the pen. Like it's not the love; it's the smarts of it. If you're going, I see where these fans, I see where our you know, our people, our good guests over here are coming from with this. You have 2 starting pitchers sitting there.
Yeah.
Why are you going to your bullpen?
Right.
Why are you going to your bullpen? If Christopher Sanchez was going to be your 4th starter for this, which means Walker and Lorenzen are relegated to the bullpen, why the hell are you not putting them in? I'm tired of seeing Taijuan Walker sitting, like you said, sitting in the dugout, sucking on sunflower seeds and being a cheerleader. We're paying this dude money to pitch.
That's why I'm thinking he might come out of the bullpen tomorrow.
We needed him tonight.
I know we know. Listen, I want to put them on the ropes just as bad as you do, and we did. We gave. Now they're back in the square circle.
Did you see the guy who hit the home run off of Kimbrel?
Oh my God!
Like, come on, like that dude. He should have blown him away. Kimbrel could not. Again, this is where I go back to this thing with the umpire. That umpire was squeezing the hell out of Kimbrel. You can't squeeze Kimbrel and then give Seawald.
Paul Seawald.
Paul Seawald. I keep saying his name wrong. I'm sorry. Paul Seawald. They kept giving him the benefit of the doubt, like he was getting the calls on both sides.
And like you said when we were watching it, Turner, you want some fastballs? I got something for you.
Turner,
wham!
What I called that. I said he cannot touch his fastball.
No.
And Turner knew it was coming. The whole stadium knew it was coming. Turner couldn't do nothing with it. And that to me is a little worrisome. That's your second, guy. That's your second batter right there. Like, I mean, Schwarber did everything but come home. I mean, it's a real frustrating night if you're a Phillies fan. You got to feel frustrated. But again, I put this loss squarely on our offense and on Rob Thompson because Rob Thompson had the chance to make it right and do the right thing and put those other 2 starters in to save his bullpen. And for what?
Right.
For what? He emptied out the bullpen tank tonight. He emptied out the tank.
Right.
What? Except for them too. So now what? We got to worry about a guy who last pitched last week with Lorenzen when he pitched in an inning or so, and then Taijuan Walker who hasn't pitched at all.
Right. I mean, listen, you're only hurting those arms as well because the longer they sit out, you know what I mean? You have to keep these guys not from being rusty. Robbie don't trust Walker or Lorenzen.
Listen,
but they trust a rookie.
Like Mike, listen, I know you're getting on the rookie, but you got to stop getting on the rookie. The kid had good stuff. He's just the moment's a little too big for him. You got to remember, this kid started in A-ball this year. A-ball. This kid went from A-ball to the major leagues. He's pitching in the NLCS. Like, that's a hell of a jump for a kid, man.
I mean, listen.
20 years old.
Look, Mike, I agree with you. I mean,
I'm not bashing on Ryan Kerrigan. I'm not.
Well, I mean, look. Right now, it's kind of sink or swim, and my man's been throwing that ball over the place. Well, anything besides the strike zone. But anyway, look, and that's the point Mike's making. Like, why are you not putting any trust in Walker, but you're going to put trust in a rookie? I mean, that tells me something. Here goes my man Matty B. Goes, there's a difference between aggressive base running and stupid base running. Yes.
Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm's got to stay on first there. Yes.
How about the one play tonight with Christopher Sanchez? Not even thought that it was 2 outs, and he just
casually started walking over to first to throw the ball, and there was only 1 out. And I mean, and that led to a run. Right. That led to a run. So, and it ended up him pitching like 15 extra pitches because he went and did that again. Not smart baseball. Phillies did not play smart baseball tonight. Their offense started to click when it had to, but guess what? Again, this bullpen, the guys you keep running out there. When you got 2 healthy, good arms sitting in the pen that you could have thrown in there for 3 innings each and saved your bullpen, you could have saved guys. You could have saved Hoffman. Hoffman could have been the guy you brought in to close tonight. Not that Matty B wants to hear that because I know he doesn't like Hoffman, but Hoffman was probably the only dude with some heart and some fire in his gut tonight. He's the only one that showed any emotion.
Right.
And again, the decisions that they are making to me are just killing me. Like, again, Jake Cave, what the hell has Jake Cave ever done for him to warrant in a bat?
Well, because he had a hit yesterday.
Oh, No,
Once in a blue moon.
No, he had a hit when game 2 when it was 10-0.
Why is he in this lineup?
Why is he on this roster?
Why?
Like, I don't want this dude here. Like, he doesn't make our bench any better.
There's been a reason why he spent his whole career in the minors. There's a reason.
I would have rather had Weston Wilson on this team than Jake Cave. Weston Wilson.
I'd rather have the Philly Fanatic up there. Come on. Give me something.
I don't know. That's a little much there, Pat. But, I mean, no, Weston Wilson, at least if you have him, he's got a threat of jacking one out. Jake Cave on Jack? No. He's going to do what he did tonight. Strike out. Again, I don't like
that was a layup. Who didn't see that coming?
We all called that one. It says, do we swap Stott and Marsh in the lineup? I think Marsh and Bohm. I think Stott and Bohm need to drop. Stott and Bohm need to drop in the lineup. Like tomorrow, I don't want to see Stott batting 5th. I don't want to see.
Well, Bohm had that wild play, and then he had the hit.
I mean, drop him. Drop him in the line. What worse could he have done? Like, I'm tired of seeing him come up with guys on base.
I do agree about dropping Stott, though. I mean, oof.
Somebody else agreed with me right here. Topper got outmanaged by not using either Walker or
Yeah, that's true. Topper hurt himself tonight.
He really did. Of course, he kept saying, Matty kept telling me it was Pache. I guess, sorry, Matty, we were kind of up the list there on the comments when I asked that. So Matty put like Pache in like 50 times.
Oh, my man.
Long ball, 14 home runs in 28 games. I thought he or Weston would have been on the roster. Yeah, I would have loved to see Weston Wilson on this roster because at least you have a scared
We
threat.
need, like you said, a threat to go long ball. We need a pop in that lineup.
Yeah, you know what? Now, Mike, funny you should mention that. Me and Al talked about this last night on the final when me and Al were on here last night about him using them. I know, Pat, you're a little young. You don't remember Jeff Stone.
Yeah,
Jeff
before
Stone
my time.
Jeff Stone was an outfielder for the Phillies in the 80s. The dude could get on base. He had a little bit of pop, but he was mainly a singles hitter and could run, get on base, steal, and he could bunt his ass off. But he was very fast. And I agree with you on this, Mike. I think me and Al literally sat here and talked about that last night. We were like, dude, he should be bunting.
Yeah.
Ross Dog says, can someone explain why he brought in Kirkering? Because he felt Kirkering
could handle him. Stand on his own.
Himself. Horrible time to show he has confidence in him. No, I'm not going to say that.
I'm going to say Ross Dog. I think he kind of panicked on Soto being on the hill. Like if Soto was not playing very well, and then he all of a sudden went to the rookie. And again, this is where we're all kind of in agreement here. Instead of going to the rookie, you had Walker just sitting there eating peanuts.
Yeah, Walker and Lorenzen. Like, I know I'm going to keep saying Lorenzen because Lorenzen, out of the two, has experience coming out of the pen. He was coming out of the pen before he went to deep. As of last year, he came out of the pen. You know what I mean? He just became a starter this year with Detroit. So
it's just been frustrating. It's just been really frustrating.
It's a frustrating night and all, but you know what?
This like you said, the hard part is this game was for the taking for the Phils. Hindsight, you were up 5-2, and you let this team hang around. And when you did that,
again,
snake bitten.
No, I'm going to, and this is where I got to stop. This is where the game turned. This is where the umpiring started going like this.
Yes,
it did. Like, there's no other way to say it. You go back and watch the 8th inning. Watch where Craig Kimball's pitches were just missing off the plate, and then go back and watch the 9th inning and watch Seawalt when he throws his inside stuff to left-handers like a Brandon Marsh, and you see it's the exact same spot.
Right.
It's the exact same spot, and he didn't call. He called it, didn't call it for us, called it for them. It's plain and simple. I mean, Pat, we were sitting here, you heard me yelling and screaming at him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He again, just be consistent. If you're going to be consistent throughout the whole game.
Well, like I said, though, I just
yeah, he was consistent up until that point.
You know, it just bothers me. Just the bats getting called at the wrong time. Just the wrong time. I mean, the minute the Phillies won, as soon as Corbin hit that home run, that was it. If I'm in that dugout, if I'm Bryce Harper, and he probably did, just let's go. We need to get some hits going. We need something.
Ross Stokes says, then bring in another pitcher, not the guy who had a meltdown 24 hours earlier. The kid didn't have a meltdown earlier, man. He's a young kid, man. He's a young kid.
Well,
That
right.
kid-
That's
listen,
and Rough
listen,
Dog brings a
Ru-
good point. Why didn't you just go to Walker?
That's a question that. But I'm not going to get mad at him for
But I mean,
using. I'm not going to get mad at him
no,
for using Kirkland because Kirkland's got probably some of the best stuff on the team. Like that stuff, that kid.
and
what
at
he
some
did-
point he's gonna have to get his feet wet.
Yes, he's going to have to get his feet wet. Yeah, he's not having to go one, but trust me, Rostock, you'll be clamoring for this guy to come in and close out games within the next 2 years. You're
Yeah,
going to
you
want him to come in and be your closer.
right.
So and this is all experience for this kid. You got to stop and think about it. Like I said, at the beginning of the year, he was down at A-ball. He was playing in Clearwater.
Right.
He went from Clearwater to playing in the NLCS in 1 year.
Right. And it's
like you got to cut the kid some slack. If you're going to give anybody any crap for putting him in that situation,
get a Topper.
Topper. You want to kill Topper? Kill Topper. Can't kill the kid. Like the kid's just going out there trying to pitch.
Do his job.
So he said with like 2 innings of MLB experience. Nah, he had more than 2 innings. I mean, he kind of locked the Braves down a couple times. And
remember, he pitched very right. If you remember going against that Braves team, he was part of the reason. Matter of fact, I would have rode with him because if you remember, Matt Strom did not have the best location. My man was throwing that ball over things.
He looked good tonight for a change.
Yeah, he did. He did. Matt Strom looks very good.
I thought he could have went maybe another inning or two. Maz Muhammad says D-backs have the momentum now. Even if Wheeler is awesome tomorrow, the offense needs to show up. I agree. Tomorrow's going to have to be a game. They're going to have to get him. They're going to have to jump on him like they did. He said, whoever wins Game 5 wins the series. I don't necessarily agree with that.
No,
because I don't
it's
see
going
it.
to 7.
I don't. If the only thing they're going to do, and I'm going to be real honest, if the Diamondbacks win all 3 games in Arizona, the Phillies are going to win all 4 in South Philly. The Diamondbacks are not coming here and beating the Phillies. Not in that environment.
No, and they showed it all.
They have already showed that they can't handle that environment. So the Phillies bats have been asleep, but there's something about when they get around that crowd.
Oh, they feast off it.
Yeah. The only other right-handed option. That's another thing. With him, he said only right-handed option for Tucker was
Kimbrel.
Was Kimbrel, who started in the 8th. It says no, Pat Kimbrel hasn't done shit since the Braves days. He's overrated.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, B-Town.
He said Sanchez outpitched Walker in the simulated game. He goes, Bryce Brown says, I can't tell if our bullpen forgot how to throw strikes or trying to be effectively wild. Taiwan Walker has looked like a cheerleader. Yeah, we've been saying that. He said, yeah, the Arizona closer blew them away in the 9th. Yeah, he had some help.
Yeah.
He had some help, trust me, because he missed twice badly and got called for strikes. So we used to light Seawold up on the Mets. Yeah, well, guess what? He went to Seattle and got right in Seattle before he got traded. So
he found himself. I'm telling you that.
So the simulated game had Sanchez starting. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right.
Both teams have emptied out the tank, and it's only game 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Schmitty checking in. It says, Mike, you actually know what you're talking about. Come on, Schmitty, listen. I love you to death, dude, but
who's that?
Can't do that.
Who? Oh.
Can't do that, Schmitty. You know what I mean? Keep it professional. You know? It says, Ross Dog says, so why doesn't Rob know that about the big moment? I don't know, man. He says, right, Steve. Schmitty, I'm not going to do that. That's not getting put up there. Okay. He said, do your thing, Mike. Preach. Okay. Thank you for tuning in, Schmitty.
Who?
Weston Wilson and the long ball hall. Cave. That's what I'm saying, Steve. I am agreeing with you. Where's Weston? Where's Derek Hall? Which, by the way, Mike, I forgot all about Derek Hall until you brought him up, dude. So thank you. That's how. When was the last time we saw Derek Hall up here? Like June?
They got a lot of faith in Cave. A lot of faith.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith too. I got a lot of faith when he comes up, he isn't going to do nothing.
Right.
Like I don't like him.
That's when you want to go to Parks Casino and call first.
Phillies could have used Hoskins off the bench. You know they're going to be talking about that. If the Phillies lose this series, they're going to be like, you should have brought.
That's crazy talk. That's crazy.
Tomorrow's all hands on bullpen deck game. No, that was today, Steve. He said, don't give me AA batters like Wilson and Hall. Dombrowski has done enough to upgrade the bench. I have been saying it all season.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Give me Weston Wilson and Derek Hall. You can have Jake Cave, Matt. I want them guys on my bench. They can pop one out.
Yes.
Jake Cave can make an out. Like, no. I'm sorry. Jake Cave is horrible. And I'm sorry. Jake Cave's not a major leaguer anyway. He spent majority of his time down in the minors. That's where he had to go get like a 500 batting average to get called back up. No, man. Big Mike is on the WWF script tip. I'm not on no script, man. I don't know what you're talking about there. That wasn't a compliment. It was a Chavit Cave. I hope it was.
Yeah, that.
Sanchez hasn't started the game in 26 days. The $72 million Walker is on the bench. I know, right? Yo, can we I'm sorry, but yeah, for $72 million, bud, you need to make a start in October. How about that? Matty B has the best line. This has been the line of the night so far. The NLCS is not job training. On the job training. Thank you, Matty B. Thank you. And that is the comment of the night so far. Kickering was not a good pitcher at USC, but they added 5 miles an hour to his fastball. It aggravates, but he doesn't throw it more. That's how he got his out. Okay.
Bryce Brown.
I'm 29 and have gray hairs than my 40-year-old siblings. Pretty sure I can go to the Phillies bullpen for that. Yeah, look.
Hey, Bryce.
Bryce,
welcome to Philadelphia Sports, buddy.
Bryce, my beard was reddish before the game started. Now it's gray. So, yeah. Daniel checking in. Daniel Berry Sports. What's up? Yo.
What's up? That's about the only line we'll hear.
Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff? He said, I'm not even going to bother following the next 2 games. My blood pressure can't handle this. I'm not having a stroke over baseball games. Pathetic managing, pathetic pitching, pathetic Sanchez gifting them 2 runs, pathetic umpiring.
Wow.
Oh. He said, we need Matt Stairs off the bench.
Wow.
That's great. Sorry, USF for Kurt. All right. Yep. So, Pat, we made it to the bottom of the comments.
Wow. We emptied it all out? All 82?
We emptied it all out. So, guys.
I mean, but like I said, though, this just goes back, man, just to show you, this team needs to get themselves together. Again, you're going to have Wheeler on the mound. You're going to have Nola. No, Gallon on the hill. You better bring your best stuff. Yeah, Gallon's going to be looking for revenge. He's going to be looking for redemption. This offense better set the tone with a Kyle Schwarber or a Trey Turner homer to start right away. That's what I want to see. And I need to see MV3 step up. I need him to shake the cobwebs because tonight was not a good night from him. So if they get things going early, get to Zach Gallen like they did last time, get to him early. Yeah, we can win this thing. Let's put them on the ropes now because they're back in the square circle going punch for punch with us.
Yeah, and if you want to go punch for punch with anybody, make sure you give our boy David Archeri a call at 610-565-0300. Again, make sure you tell him that the boys at EOP sent you. And, of course, Philly Sports Trips, guys, 2024. I know it's a little bit of ways there, but June 6th to June 12th, off the London Stadium to take on the Mets. Make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. Let Vince know and the guys over there know that EOP sent you. And, of course, guys, if you can't make it to the game tomorrow night, if you can't make it to the game, make sure you go over to Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park, just minutes from Philly down here in Delaware County. Make sure you come down. You never know, you never know what's going to be there. Sometimes they have Quizzo during the game. Game night's probably not going to have Quizzo and music, but always great times. They do memorabilia giveaways, and you never know who you're going to run into over there. The who's who of Philly sports. They go to Dolan's, man. So make sure you go there and check them out. And if you do, that handsome fellow right there, that's PJ. Make sure you tell him that the boys at EOP sent you.
Yeah, let's get together here for tomorrow. Let's come out on fire. Let's get the top of the lineup, start swinging well. Let's get Cassie out of a slump. Let's get Bryce Harper out of a slump. Let's see if Wheeler can just be on fire like he was.
We got a question up here from Ross. He said 1993 Mitch Williams or 2023 Trey Kimball.
Wow.
I would still take Craig Kimbrell.
Yes.
Mitch Williams would throw the ball. You wouldn't know where the hell it was going.
Ross, I listen. I was 7 years old playing my action figures, and because of Mitch Williams, I saw I saw the TV remote go right by my head into the TV, and my dad punched every closet door because of one Mitch Williams.
Mike got the best. Mike and Matty B right now are up for line of the night. It says our bench: Stubb, Cave, Sosa, Pache, and whoever else doesn't scare anyone offensively. Bryce checking in says, halfway through the 8th, I started booting up the new Spider-Man game. I had to swing through digital New York to feel better to get them tomorrow. Calling it now, 7-2 Phillies. All right, so
wow,
he's already about to do that. Astros are going.
Oh, here he goes.
Back to back.
Let's follow me.
No matter who they face. Oh,
yeah, that's
CTH. What's going on?
Yeah, CTH.
CTH, glad you could join us. I don't think the Astros are going back to back. They got to play the Phillies. Forget about it. You better pray that the Diamondbacks make it, because if the Phillies get it, that's not going to happen. But I love this name. CTH.
Yeah, CTH.
CTH 69, baby.
I appreciate CTH.
Ellis Rogers says the whole team needs to step up.
Yeah, Ellis, they do. The whole everywhere.
Steve says Mitch was injured in the World Series. No, Mitch wasn't injured. Mitch was just dead. His arm was jelly. He's done admitted that several times. This was an analytical game, and Robbie lost. Yeah, I think maybe he starts like coaching like regular feel for it. So, Pat, we got to wrap this up because we've been going long enough.
Yeah. Listen, I appreciate it. We expect this. Tomorrow night it'll be Al and Matty B. Yeah, so those guys will be here tomorrow in studio.
If I can get here, I might get here. I might not.
If not, it'll be you and I Sunday morning.
Yes. So, guys, make sure you check back in with us, because it'll be me and Pat doing a PM and the AM. Pat, let's give him a little. We'll have a review of tomorrow night's Phillies game, which you'll definitely hear from Al and Matty B. So we'll be recapping that. Also, we'll look ahead to Eagles, Dolphins, Sunday Night Football. Flyers, how did they make out? Starting out pretty good. Of course, Sixers getting the win tonight in their opener.
And, of course, we're going to be reacting. Penn State, Ohio State. Let's go.
Let's go. So, guys, for my partner, the Gobbler, Pat Bernard, I am Mike Lauro. It has been a pleasure. We will see you.